Michelle Cordier is a dynamic and transformational speaker, best-selling author, and life recovery coach with a mission to help individuals break free from silence and reclaim their lives. A Navy veteran with 13 years of honorable service, Michelle has turned her personal journey of overcoming trauma, military sexual assault, and mental health challenges into a powerful message of hope and resilience. Known for her authenticity and heart-to-heart connection, she empowers audiences to enhance healing, shatter limiting beliefs, and walk boldly into their purpose. Michelle's life mantra, healing unleashed, bound no more. Inspires transformation wherever she speaks. Now pay close attention to everybody. Pay very close touch. We got a little giveaway coming up, and it really is going to determine on how you were paying attention and some of the notes that you took, all right? Michelle Cordier, take some.
Place. I first want to give honor to the founder, Charlotte Brown, and also to our amazing host, Dr. Sade. You guys give it up. All right. So now it's time to get down to why we are here.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, ladies. This is what I want to say to you. It is time to have a real conversation. A conversation about the strengths we carry, but also about the vulnerabilities that we suppress. And we've all been there. Walking wounded, smiling on the outside, but breaking apart on the inside. And we wear this mask of strength because we feel like we have to be strong for everyone else around us. Yet we're wearing the burden of the pain of the masks that we wear. Take a moment and think about that. And ask yourself, what mask are you wearing? And we're constantly pretending, we're constantly pushing, and we're constantly hiding our pain from our loved ones and the world. But I'm here to tell you today, Verda, Shillies, you don't have to walk wounded anymore. What if I told you that the very strength that you've been carrying, the strength that you think defines you, is the very thing that is keeping you stuck, keeping you trapped in cycles of fear, and of pain, and of hurt, and of betrayal, and of unhealed wounds? What if I were to tell you that your true strength doesn't come from masking your pain? It comes from showing up authentically, scars and all. And I've lived that life for years, carrying a mask that was seemingly unbreakable. But on the inside, I was just a hollow shell. Because no amount of success can replace the pain of unhealed wounds. Because success is not a substitute for masking pain. You can achieve, you can climb, you can build, you can get to the top. But until you address those unhealed wounds within, nothing you do is ever going to truly be enough. Because strength is not a replacement for the power of vulnerability. And it wasn't until I learned that, until I removed the mask, that I truly and finally began to heal. I know what it's like to walk wounded. My journey has taken me through 20 years of domestic violence, incest, military sexual trauma, 5 failed suicide attempts, 5 mental health diagnoses, countless surgeries, 5 auto accidents that I shouldn't have survived, and 6 months of homelessness. And each one of those moments could have been my end. Each one of those moments could have convinced me to give up and allow the darkness to overtake me. But what kept me going? What kept me from surrendering to the pain that I was carrying? It wasn't just my strength alone. It wasn't even some unshakable resolve to survive. It was my belief that there was more to my life than the pain that I was carrying. And it was my faith in my Abba Father that He would sustain me. You know, there was a time in the midst of it all, I was totally depleted. I was exhausted. I was tired of wearing the mask of strength, pretending to be strong, and wearing this mask of, I've got this. And I reached my breaking point where I didn't know if I was strong enough to leave, yet I felt too weak and too fragile to stay. And that's a hard place to be in. How many of you can resonate with that? And that was the night that my husband at the time emptied his 9mm gun of all of the bullets except for one. And he put the gun to my temple, playing Russian roulette, and pulled the trigger 3 times in an attempt to force me into submission. But I refused. And I said these words to him. Do you want our daughter to grow up knowing that her father murdered her mother? And that was the thing that snapped him back to the present. And I came away from that experience with only a black eye as evidence that anything had happened. But truth be told, something within me shattered. But that was my turning point. That was my pivot. That was my paradigm shift. That was the thing that let me know that walking wounded was no longer serving me. Because I had carried pain for so long, masking my pain with resilience, but never truly addressing the roots. And I built this fortress around my heart, convincing myself that it was protection. But it became a prison that I couldn't escape from. How many of you have some invisible prisons that you feel like you can't escape from? Today is the day that you escape. So, I felt like I couldn't escape from it. But I want to tell you this. Leaving, when I made the decision to leave, was not just about my survival. It was about reclaiming my life. And it took me a while to do that. It was about breaking the silence. It was about facing the fear. And it was about no longer allowing that fear to paralyze me. And my journey from that point to now, it hasn't been and it wasn't easy. But it was necessary because it was the true beginning of my journey to healing. One breath, one step, and one act of courage at a time. Because you see, healing does not happen overnight. Alexis, Shalice, Lonnie. It takes work. It takes courage. It takes commitment. It takes community. It takes accountability. And it takes facing the parts of yourself that you've been running from. Because wherever you go, there you are. Healing only happens, number one, when you make a decision to change. Because true healing can only take place, and it won't happen until you make the decision that you're deserving of freedom, and that you were created for joy. But making the decision is only the first step. The next step is prioritization. Because the demands of life, the distractions, the external noise will have you believing that healing can wait. But if you're walking around wounded and within pain and carrying the weight of the pain and the hurt and the betrayal and the abandonment, the rejection, the whatever it is, healing cannot wait. It must become your number one priority. It must become more important than anything and anyone else in your life. So first you decide, and then you make it a priority. And the next thing you have to do is to implement. Because you can decide to change. You can even prioritize change. But unless you take massive action, nothing changes until you change. Healing is about peeling back the layers, one by one. It includes therapy, counseling, prayer, self-reflection, but most importantly, it includes giving yourself permission to grieve the loss of whatever it is, the loss of your lifestyle, the loss that you're grieving because you feel like you stayed too long, the loss that you feel because you think you should have known better. It means forgiving, not for them, but for you. It means giving yourself permission to rise beyond the pain. It means embracing the fact that you walked through the fire and you came out on the other side. And you may not have come out unscathed, but it means that you walked through the fire and you came out on the other side because you didn't allow the flames to consume you. So what does it mean to be unbreakable? It doesn't mean that you won't fail. It doesn't mean that you won't fall. It doesn't mean that you won't experience pain. But what it does mean is that you will rise again and again and again and again and again. It means that you get to choose who you become after the storm. It means that your past did not define you. It means, Miss Pat, it means, Berta, it means that you are unbreakable. I stand here before you today, my sisters and my brother, not as someone that has it all together, that has it arrived, because I'm still yet walking this journey because the journey continues. I stand before you as someone that has walked through the darkest valleys and the darkest spaces, and I walked into the light to shine brightly, to live freely, to live boldly. And I've made it my life's mission to be the light for those that are walking that dark path and they just need the light. If I can just see the light, if I can just walk to the light, I am that light. Each and every one of you in here is that light. That's what it means to live, to be unbreakable. And to live freely and to live boldly means you show up for yourself unapologetically and boldly, with all your idiosyncrasies, with all your flaws, with all the good, the bad, and the ugly. It means that you turn your mess into a message, that you turn that tragedy into a triumph. It means that you remember who you were before that adversity happened. It means you know who you were created to be, because we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So I come to you, my sisters and my brothers, today, and I tell you this. It's time. It's time to release the weight. It's time to release the mask. And it's time to rise and live boldly and free. So I want to ask you, what are you going to do right now, today, in this moment, in this space, in this time we have right now? Are you ready to release the mask and rise? Can you see beneath the mask? Do you see the pain that's concealed? Afraid to reveal how I truly feel. Day in, day out, I strive to appear strong, confident, and in control. But in reality, there is a war raging within my soul. So many times you look and only see the surface. But who will take the time, Sade, to see my true purpose? Who will take the time to caress my very essence and partake of the gift shared in my presence? I see the pain beneath the mask of others in the world today. How, you may ask? I see what once was reflected in me. Many are starving for that thing we all crave: acceptance, love, and affection. The world offers exactly the opposite: apathy, hate, and rejection. But there is a place where the mask can be removed, a place where you can be free. Are you brave enough to unveil and allow others to see beneath the mask? So I'm going to ask you again, my sisters and my brother, are you ready to release the mask and rise? Yes. Then get up on your feet. Get up on your feet and repeat after me. I choose wholeness. I choose wholeness. I choose freedom. I choose freedom. I choose peace. I choose to step into my greatness. I am worthy of the life I dream of. I will no longer allow my past to define my present or my future. Today, I walk forward knowing that my best is yet to come. This is your time. So let's rise. Woo!